Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering draft video. It's Al here with you. This is how to draft MTG. We're jumping into a Brothers War traditional draft. This is part of the Arena Decathlon, which I'm trying to queue for at the last minute here. We're about already halfway through the events. So we will be considering sideboard. We got to win 5 matches, I think. So this is actually could be a long one here. So settle back. This is a format where I like to draft fixing highly and these type of artifacts highly, that particularly the ones that fix your mana, but Soul Guide Lantern's not bad, and then sort of try to navigate into a deck from there rather than forcing something off the hop. So pretty medium rare here. Colorless Reconstruction needs you to be heavy white, needs you to be heavy on small creatures. Not super interested. Desert Prospector is not bad, but I don't think it's a first pick. I kind of like taking Sentinel Stalwart to start, actually, which I never would have said at the beginning of the format. I like Disfigure a good amount as well. And that's kind of it. This pack's kind of weak. I could see taking Soul Guide Lantern as well because it's colorless. But honestly, just building a deck with a bunch of these and just splashing whatever you open has been a strategy that's been pretty good. So I am a little removed from the format. I haven't drafted in a couple of weeks now, maybe 3 weeks actually. So maybe I'm behind the times here. But this is how I was approaching it, and that's how I like to draft it. So we'll go from there. We got a Gilded Lotus. I don't think I'm super high on it. It's 5 mana is a lot, and then how much more do you need? 3 mana after you have 5 mana? I don't know. Urza's not bad. Another Prospector, so we can sort of clock that we've seen 2 of those, and try to build towards those if we think they're going to wheel. Lawrence Escape's not bad as a protection spell. Pendragon Strongbull is one of the best red commons. So I think I'm into taking it here. There's no flexible colorless card that we're interested in, like a Scrapwork Cohort or Mutt or some kind of mana fixing card. So I'm down to just grab the Strong Bull and go from there. This card's quite powerful in any deck that you could put it in. Just throwing artifacts at your opponent and beating down is quite good. So we're going to start there. I could see taking Gilded Lotus, I guess, but ooh, okay, now we actually have a pack where we can talk about some things. Skyfisher's Spider is one of the best cards in the set. It goes with our Sentinel Stalwart as well in terms of, it's a green card, and this can help fix us to splash Spider if we need to. So I'm pretty interested in taking Spider here. You can also sack the Sentinel Stalwart to the Spider to get some value there. So a lot of synergy there, I think. Prison Sentence is pretty good. Disfigure's pretty good. Scrapwork Mud is probably the next card that you're looking at from this pack, or maybe you're thinking you take the Mud over the Spider just for flexibility. But I think the raw power of the Spider is where it's at for me. So I'm going to go there. But yeah, I could see an argument for the Mutt. Archaeologist, not bad if it comes back on the wheel. There's a mono blue deck that I was made aware of by Sandblack's Drafting Archetypes podcast. Sounds pretty fun. Blue tends to be open. It needs to be open if you're going to draft that deck, but it does tend to be open, so that can work as well. All right, pick 4. Based on what we've got right now, this is a format, I said this in my last video, is really just like look at what you have and draft to what you have rather than trying to read too many signals, I think. Or putting too much stock into signals. So we've got some fixing, we've got a powerful uncommon, we're sort of going from there. These blue cards are all very unexciting, with aside from Wing Commander, which is decent. Trench Stalker is not great with what we have so far, so I don't think I want to take it there. Unleash Shell's not bad as a removal spell. Sibling Rivalry is good with the Strong Bull, but not great with the Spider and the Stalwart. So this is a pretty tough pick. There's also Disciples of Gix that hasn't really impressed me at all. I'm going to go the upside of Sibling Rivalry plus Pendragon Strongbull and see if we just end up moving in that direction, but that's kind of a tough pick, so we're kind of split down the middle here. Okay, pick 5 Aeronaut Cavalry is pretty exciting. What does this thing do? 2 mana, exile non-land permanent. They may play it for an additional 2 mana. So you need to be quite aggressive to really want this, although it's pretty good. You could blow out like an aura situation or something like that. But not something that's really been on my radar. Love Emergency Weld with the Spider, of course. Getting the Spider back from your graveyard and then sacrificing the token to reuse it. I think that's going to be our pick here. The black-green deck without emergency weld is horrible, horrible compared to the version with emergency weld. So I think we'll just pick it up here. It's not like a necessarily a high priority for everyone at the table, but I think for us it is, given what we have. I do like cavalry quite a bit though, but I think yeah, I think I made myself clear there. As to my reasoning, door to nothingness, probably not for us. We got one piece of fixing, but that's not, 9 pieces of fixing or whatever you need to make that happen. Slice Cone Refinery. Some of these cards I gotta remember what they do, man. It probably means they're not good though. Military Discipline is decent. Warlord's Elite is decent if you have a lot of early creatures, which actually makes it pretty good with Stalwart. But again, like the direction we're going with the Spider here, I think I'm gonna take Scrapwork Mutt. Clay Revenant on the wheel would be decent as well with the Spider. The Mutt is great. We can splash the unearth cost of it off of our Stalwart or whatever other fixing we hope to pick up. It's good on curve. It filters. It gets it lets you hit your land drops, all that good stuff. So we're gonna try it here. And a red-green rare. Hello, 2 mana 3/3. That could make your team indestructible and bigger. I don't hate that. I think we're gonna take Gaia's Gift though, because it's one color. We don't know that we're base red. I think we're more likely to be base green, given the Stalwart and Spider, which I feel like I keep just repeating myself here, but you gotta go over what you have, and you just gotta think about each pick this way. So hopefully I'm not boring people to death. Guy's Gift is just a banger. Saves one of your creatures, wins a combat, leaves the +1/+1 counter sticks around. This card is just very, very good, and seeing it pick 7 is nice. So we're not spending a lot of draft capital on it. All right. It's the first Mightstones animation that's come around the table. So if we were thinking about trying to do the mono blue thing, this is the card that you really want the most. We've only seen one of them. Obviously, with our pool, we're not even thinking that, so it doesn't really matter that I'm bringing this up. But I think we are going to take the animation again because we've got the splash potential here. We've got a Mutt. We're hoping to pick up cheap artifacts and cards that are good with animation, and nothing else in this pack is really all that exciting except for maybe like a Rust Goliath, which is definitely a solid card. But I think we can get it later. Okay, wield the first Prospector, so we'll definitely wield the second one. Is that any good for us? For each creature you control. Doesn't look like we're going that wide at the moment. That being said, there's really not much happening in this pack. There's an Audacity, which is an okay aggressive card, although that's not really where we're leaning. It might just be the best card we can take here, though, since it does draw us a card. It's on color for us. Honor Guard's not bad on 2 mana as well. Just kind of tough to interact with early play. So that could have been the pick as well. Didn't wheel the second. That's funny. Okay, well, that's weird. Thran Vigil, what does this do? Leaves your graveyard. Okay, that's fine. Lauren's Escape as a protection spell. We don't have any white yet. Recluse has not been great for me in this format. It's a bit too small. I'll take Lauren's Escape. I don't think Killzone Acrobat is particularly playable, and we're really hoping to just pick up some cheap artifacts and fixing and just sort of tie the room together with that way. So with that in mind, we could take Philology Archaeologist. I think I like that over Giant Growth. It's a 2-drop. If we end up base blue for some reason, this is a great early blocker. Digs us into a cheap artifact for Mightstone's animation or something of the like. Disciples of Gix. Yeah, I haven't seen much black after the Emergency Weld. Latinum Adept, Fog of War. I mean, these cards are all really bad. I'm going to take, I guess Rebuff could be good, but we're just not deep enough on blue that we're going to be playing like a blue-blue spell in our deck, I don't think. So pretty unexciting early pack, really. Mishra's Onslaught makes 2 1/1 artifacts. Supply drop, I don't like very much. Let's try the Onslaught. I don't think we're going to play it, though. Fog of War, you gain 1 life for each creature. I'm just going to take the rare. Who am I kidding? Can't pass up a door. Ooh, last pick, Philology Archaeologist. Okay, hello. Gonna rip open a Wurmcoil engine here. No big deal. Snap that up. Hope to wheel this Mightstones animation potentially, or Power Stone Fracture. But like we didn't. I don't think I know we saw a Stern Lesson. I don't know if it was in a pack that could wheel, but we didn't see it again. We didn't see the. We saw not Thopter Mechanic, but the other one, Zephyr Sentinel. That didn't come back. So somebody is playing blue. So I don't think. I don't know why I keep talking about this blue mono blue deck that we're clearly not drafting, but I guess what I'm saying is we don't want to put like too much stock in the idea of drafting blue based on the fact that it's underdrafted because it feels like somebody else is in it right now at the table. This is a very easy pick for us, so I have lots of time to just talk about nothing. Obstinate Bailoff would be great to see again, but we won't. These green cards are not very good. Razor Maw is like fine, I guess, but really the cards that we're hoping to wheel are Power Stone Fracture and Mightstone Animation. So, I don't expect to wheel either of them, but we can keep them in the back of our mind that they do exist for us there. Emergency Well number 2. I like it with a Wurmcoil engine, that's for sure. Especially if we like accidentally mill Wurmcoil engine. Emergency Weld will help us there because we are looking to pick up like the 2-mana 1/1 green creature that mills for lands. Can't remember what that's called. And even the black creature that mills for creatures is pretty good. If we end up playing archaeologists, we're archaeologists. We're milling for non-creatures, so we could be milling ourselves, and that's another reason why Weld is good. But Weld is just great, so we're gonna take it right here. Do like me a Philology Vanguard and an Argothian Opportunist. This is a very strong pack, and a Pendragon Strongbow, and an Excavation Explosion. Jeez, should we be taking Excavation Explosion? I'm just seeing that now. I think with the Wurmcoil engine, I want the Weld, but yeah, those are all good ones. Ichor Wellspring, good with animation. Really would like to see some fixing at some point, and we're not. So other people are in on that. Combat Courier is good with Sentinel Stalwarts. Overwhelming Remorse is just good, and I think that might be the card that we want since we don't have any removal yet. Am I right? We have Gaia's Gift, which is not actual removal, and Sibling Rival, which is not actual removal. So, yeah, I think we're going to take Remorse. Again, just really hoping to see, like, an Energy Refractor or another Stalwart or even, like, a Chromatic Star or whatever would be great. Yeah. Combat Courier would be a nice pickup for us here, though. I'm kind of sad that we're passing it, but I think we do have to take the removal here. We're a little bit slow right now in general, so hopefully we'll get a shot at some early low mana plays as well. Here's one. Scrapwork Mutt. Works for me. Mishra's Bauble is kind of cool with Stalwart. But, I mean, Scrapwork Mutt in reality does like a similar thing. Man, if we could pick up a Howling Mine, that'd be sick too. All right, so I think it's just Mud here. Mud is always good. Bauble is always fine. So yeah, we'll take Mutt here, and I think that's it. There's an Unleashed Shell. I don't like double pipped cards in general in this format because of how much splashing tends to occur in the decks that I draft. Power Stone Fracture is a nice piece of removal. We could sacrifice our Mutts to it, our Weld tokens, all the cheap fixing artifacts that we're going to open and draft in pack 3 we can sack to it. You can sack Stalwart to it. Anyways, the card's pretty good. Argothian Sprite, though, is actually decent as well. As I'm sitting here goofing around, we could be considering taking the Sprite. We don't have a lot of Power Stone, and we don't have any Power Stone generation at all, which is obviously good for Fracture, but it's also good for Sprite. I think I like taking the removal there. Okay, I'm really glad we did because we're seeing another Sprite here that we can just take. That was a little bit lucky. So we need 2s right now. We've got Archaeologists. We have 2 Mutts, which is great, obviously, but these Welds are not really 2-drops, and these Archaeologists we may not play. So a card that is good early and scales late is nice for a deck like ours that's trying to rebuy Spider and Wurmcoil. Burnished Heart is pretty good, actually, for fixing, too. It's a little slow, though. I think I like the 2-drop here, but man, that's rough. I do like that. Oh, okay, well, I guess we should have taken the the Burnished Heart there. Would have got another look at the Sprite. There's a Revenant here, which is good with the Power Stone Fracture. There's another Power Stone Fracture. Revenant's good with Stalwart. It's good with Spider. Argothian Sprite is just good on its own. Tough. Tough, 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 tough. Revenant's okay with the Archaeologists, but again, I'm not sure that we're playing those. It's good with Mightstones as well. I think we're going to get another look at a Revenant. I just think we are. So I'm not going to take it here. Gnawing Vermin. Good with Stalwart. Good early play. Mightstone's animation. Our artifact count's pretty low right now. Not going to lie. I think we just take Vermin. Because that, but yeah. We did wheel the animation. Worth it. Whoa! Hello. Wheeling the Obstinate Baloth. Okay. Alright. Glad we stuck with green then. Because now we're real favorites to play base green, pretty solidly base green with this Obstinate Baloth. Probably just splash the animation. Green-black, probably not going to play this Escape. So this just revealed a lot about our deck to us. Okay, we did get another look at a Revenant, but it's in the same pack as an Opportunist. And that's like the best green common, so we got to take that, I think. It also is going to generate a Power Stone for us, which is good for, again, Fractures. It doesn't do anything with Stalwart or Spider. This needs you to sacrifice a creature, but yeah, it's still decent with Stalwart. Gix's Caress. I don't hate Gix's Caress. Ooh, I like Arbalest Engineers, though, as on the splash. We just don't have any fixing. Took the only fixing card we saw. I guess we saw Burnished Heart. This deck would be better with a Burnished Heart in it for sure. I'm going to take the Engineers, though. I don't care about Gix's Caress all that much. Maybe I should, but I don't. Razor Maw mills us into Mutts and whatever else. I guess it's better. It's got to be better than Perimeter Patrol. We don't have a lot of artifacts anyway. Take an Altar. If we do end up picking up a Revenant or whatever that card's called, the thing that comes back from the dead. Should be called Revenant if it's not. I think it is, though. Okay, Power Stone Fracture Clay Champion. So this is a 4-mana 5/5 if you can have green, which is pretty good. And that's about as good as it is going to get from there, for us anyways. Foundry Inspector is pretty sweet. It makes our Wurmcoil engine cheaper, which I like. It makes, obviously, the Mutts cheaper. They're cheap already. There's an Honor Guard that might come back. There's a Thraxid Demon that might come back. There's a Power Stone Fracture. There's a Battery Bearer. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I have no idea what to take. Obviously, they want us to take the rare. I'm going to take the Foundry Inspector just because it helps us cast the Wurmcoil engine. I think the Battery Bearer might wheel, too. Liquid Metal Coating, Reconstruct. Okay, we have to take Evolving Wilds here. Absolutely no question at all. Although, Bushwhack's not bad either. Bushwhack. Bushwhack is kind of Evolving Wilds. Right? And it's removal. This guy's Gift that might come back. Yeah, I mean, we're 100% playing like 9+ green sources in our deck, so I'm going to take the Bushwhack. I'm going to take the Bushwhack. What does this do? This kills all the artifacts and enchantments, and people get 2/2s. Okay, Demon's pretty good in our grindy little deck here. Hero of the Dunes is pretty interesting as well. I don't know how we're casting all these cards that I think we're going to splash because we don't have any fixing. Yeah, Boots is not interesting to me. Sprite is good. And Thraxid Demon is pretty good. I think I'm going to take the Demon. This is mana value 3 or less back to the battlefield, which is, yeah, that's decent with like Sprite and Mud and stuff. I don't know. I think we got to rein it in a little bit because we just didn't see the fixing that I was hoping we would see. We do have a Sentinel Stalwart in this pack, though. We're going to snap that up. I guess we could play like a Firebomb to enable our Stalwarts as well. Because we got to remember that we need cheap stuff to make these go. So, like, yeah, those 2 Clay Revenants that we passed, we kind of want one of those now. We have double Stalwart, but I don't think we would play something like Spectrum Sentinel But I guess we would play Firebomb though, for sure. So that's likely to come back, and it's good with animation. So the animation could make the deck at that point. Okay, there's another Firebomb, Rust Goliath. Evangel's not great here. Elite's not really in the picture. Okay, Goring Warplow. We're pretty good for twos. We're pretty good for top end as well. So we might just be taking Firebomb here to enable Sentinel Stalwarts. Feels kind of bad to do that, but I don't see how else we're casting our spells reliably. I guess we're like, we could just be straight green-black. We don't even need to splash any of these things. I guess, take the Warplow. Ooh, nice. Okay, Mask is good. Boulder Branch good. Yeah, an Energy Refractor. Okay, so now we can maybe think about playing Animation. Man, there's some good cards in this pack, though. Boulder Branch, Golem, and Mask. We got to get one of these. I guess one of them doesn't have to come back. This is pick 6, but nobody took Obstinate Bailout, so I don't know. Do we take Refractor here? We need stuff that makes the Sentinel Stalwarts go. Do like Boulder Branch Golem with double emergency weld, but some tough choices here. Epic Confrontation. So right now we have Fracture, Remorse, and half of Bushwhack. Confrontation's pretty good with Wurmcoil, and we got a big old Baloth. We got some cards that this kind of jams with. Yeah, I like the pickup here. Also kind of dig the Mightstones, but I guess we only have still just a handful of artifacts. Less than a handful. Less than. Another Sprite. Stern Lesson, Scatter Ray, Burrowing. Well, we got all the sprites that we wanted, I guess. That's how we can look at this. Nothing in this pack. Honor Guard, we have double Razor Maw already. We have a Foundry Inspector, which makes the Drake slightly more interesting, because it can come down on turn 4. It's still not great, though. Blocks Flyers, which is kind of cool. I think I am going to grab it. We've got the Spider as a reach creature. That's it. This gives reach. So yeah, we'll definitely grab a Guy's Gift out of this pack. No question. Another Arbalest Engineers or a Sprite. I think we got enough Sprites. And I think we have enough fixing that we can splash the Engineers. Card's pretty good. A Bushwhack, Refractor, and double Stalwart to splash the Engineers. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to cut Disciples. Mightstones came back. Goring Warplow, Dredging Claw. Still too light for Mightstones. Yeah, don't need another plow either. Oh, actually, there was a No One Left Behind in that pack. That was a mistake. I should have taken that. That was really bad. So we can get back, gets back Spider and whatever else. Here we'll just take a Patrol. Might play it over a Razor Maw, actually. Wow, the 4th Sprite. And last pick Mightstones. So, I mean, I definitely wanted that Clay Revenant that we shipped. I can't remember we took over it now, but if it wasn't like, might have been, maybe we took a Mud over it. No, that was a Mishra's Bauble. Anyways, like another cheap artifact or two, this deck would have been quite a bit better, I think, but I'm still, I still think it's fine. So, Goring Warplow might make the cut. This we took over something. I can't remember. Anyways, had to look at all the Mightstone animations we wanted. Feel we could play one. We'll see how our mana base is looking. I'm gonna start by cutting some stuff that's probably not gonna make it. I think Audacity. We do have a lot of creatures. Audacity's a pretty good one. I think we'll try to start it. Mutts for sure. Refractor for sure. Gifts for sure. Confrontation for sure. So probably cutting some amount of sprites. Opportunist, Razor Maw, Patrol. I guess Razor, I mean, even though this is a 3/3, Razor Maw is theoretically a better blocker because it can trade up. Mills us into stuff to get back with Weld. So I think cutting Patrol makes sense there. Inspector, all it's really doing is making Wurmcoil cheaper. Artifact spells you cast. It doesn't help with Unearth. It does help with Warplow. If we choose to include Warplow, it will help us there. And Mightstones has just the 2 mutts, which honestly are pretty likely to end up in the graveyard early, and the Refractor to enchant. It's going to make our mana worse. I guess there's some Power Stone opportunities for it as well. I wasn't looking at it that way. It's got the Weld tokens. It's got Argothian Opportunist. It's got double Arbalest Engineer that can make Power Stones for it. It's just like it's not going to be coming down on 4 all that often, which is fine, but it makes it less powerful for sure. I feel weird about this Foundry Inspector pick now because I kind of want to cut it. All right, well, we'll be back in a second with the final build. All right, here's where I ended up. Kind of feel it's a kind of weird place to end up. Like I ended up cutting all of the splash stuff. I just felt like it wasn't adding enough power to the deck at the expense of kind of making the mana weird. We'll see how it feels. Obviously, we can change it between rounds, and we also have the benefit of potentially sideboarding and stuff like that as well. So we'll just sort of see how it feels. But basically, I just cut all the splash stuff. Went with a 10/7 mana base because we have Bushwhack that can get us a swamp if we need it, and we want to play these Sentinel Stalwarts on 1. And Power Stone Fractures and the Welds are not technically 2-drops, so we have a lot of action on green cards early. Between Refractor and Stalwart, we can splash the Unearth on Mutt without actually including a mountain in the deck, which makes our mana base a little bit better. So, there's a world where we picked up like a couple more fixing artifacts and evolving wilds and stuff, and we were able to just kind of go nuts with Arbalest Engineers and Mightstone's animations and what have you. But I think the best way to build this deck is just a streamlined thing. We'll see how it feels. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the draft, if you noticed any sort of picks you would have made differently or direction you would have taken the draft a little bit differently or the deck and the building process. As always, give a thumbs up if you like these videos, subscribe, etc., etc. We'll see you for round 1. Hey, we're back. We're going first, which is always cool. We've got a 2 into a 3. Our choice of 3s, so we're going to keep. And our opponent keeps as well. I haven't played best of 3 online in a long time, but I have played it in paper a little bit, so kind of know what's going on. Thrax Demon. Our opponent's on black as well. Black. Goring Warplow. Very nice. So we could take that down with a Guy's Gift, but I think we're fine to maybe save that to do something else. We'll spend all of our mana this turn on an Argothian Opportunist. Go from there. We're not really a beatdown deck at heart, so not super concerned with getting in every possible point of damage. And our opponent's definitely snapping off a block there. Okay, well, they can't take our Obstinate Baloth, but I'd love for them to try. Wow, okay, sweet. That's great for us. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. They know we have the gift. I think we just smash with all 3 creatures. We'll play the gift. If we need to, they're just going to take it, okay? Yeah, that's... Okay, so, like, what are we worried about here? Triple black... I'm trying to think of, like, the Wrath effects in the set. This is what's burning me from, like, not knowing the set as well as I used to. If we play Razor Maw, it's like, are we going to get punished by something like that? My feeling is no, so I'm gonna do it. But or we, you know what the move is we play Sprite and we just hold up Gift. That's smarter. That's much smarter. This also can't be blocked by the plow, so taste that. Gix's Caress. Gonna take the gift, I suppose. But we don't need to use it now, so let him take it. They're at 11. They can trade Plow for Baloth. Does this have Trample? No. They go to 4. We play Razormaw. They're probably dead next turn. So again, think we're just going to go for it here. We're going to run the Razormaw out there or not. I think we do. Trying to think of what wraths exist here. It's like Phyrexian Scriptures is not from this set. That's from the old Dominaria set. All right, well I've never seen that happen before. So yeah, definitely don't target Obstinate Baloth with a discard spell because it comes into play instead of going to the graveyard. Okay, so our opponent was on blue-black, discard, and Warplow. So Arbalest Engineers is pretty good against Warplow, 1/1 versions of Warplow. Opponents looks like their deck's a little bit slower, so maybe we side into trying to splash in Arbalest Engineers. They're going to be on the play. Sprite's pretty good against Warplow. I'm not that worried about Warplow in general, though. But yeah, it looks like our opponent's sort of trying to control the board, mess with our hand a little bit, slow us down. So we definitely can play a bit of a longer game, I think. So I'm going to bring in 1 Arbalest Engineers. And are we going to bring in a Mountain? That's the real question. On the draw, so maybe we go down probably go down a Black Source still. Bring in a Mountain here. Not 2, just the 1 there. What are we cutting? Gift. Can't cut Refractor, obviously. Fracture's really good. Vermin's good against the only card we saw, which is Warplow. I keep talking about it. Probably cutting a 3. Probably just cutting Razormaw. Alright. Let's try that. Well, our opponent will never make that mistake again. That's the thing about doing something like that. Opponent goes first. We have a couple 2s. Dig it. We're going to keep. Keep 7. Plains. Okay, so got a bit of a brew over there as well, just like our multicolor brew. Plain Swamp into another Warplow. All right. Okay, we drew our splash. That's pretty cool. So if we go with Mutt here, obviously we could trade it for the Warplow. Not really care about it, but I think we're just going to go with Sprite. It can't be blocked by the Plow. That name again is Mr. Plow. Island for our opponent. Got all the trifecta set up here. Going to Caress. Probably take an Emergency Weld. Yep. Plow in for 1. We're not going to block. Spider's a great draw. Mountain, Mutt, discard Forest, and swing for 2, I think, is the move. And we'll hold up a green in case we draw a Sentinel Stalwart. I love when I think about that first, and then I don't feel dumb after. Because so often it's the other way around. Nice. Tactician's a good one. The Spider can take care of it. It's probably just sacking Stalwart, honestly, because we're good on mana at this point. And then the Mutt can trade with the Plow, which ultimately I think is good for us because we got a couple more sort of high value bodies that'll be in play at that point. So Spider's gonna chuck a Stalwart at a Tactician. We're gonna get in with both of these. They may not make this trade. It's not a great trade, but they're under pressure, so they do take the trade. So we do have a Mutt at the ready here. We could okay, no, now we don't. All right, and we'll take a damage. Okay, so return away from Wurmcoil if we want. And we do want. Just 3/3 coming in. Pop. Opportunist. Say go. So we'll think about playing around Scatter Ray if they leave up 2 mana. Oh, don't be like that. Well, we can get it back, I guess, but... Doesn't feel like we want to make a trade here with this 2/1, so I'm just going to come in with the 3/3. Get back the engine. They could have another Locust to take care of it. They could have another Gix's Crest to take care of it as well, but heck. I want to cast it next turn, so... Okay, Cavalry is in play. Now we don't get to attack, but... We do have a Wurmcoil. So, what's up? Exile. Okay. Coil is down. Alright. We got a game here. Alright. We got a game. No attacks from us, though we have a demon to play. Might hold on to this land in case we draw our second Mutt. I think we will do that. Both welds are gone, so we don't get to reuse the Spider. So we're not in a great spot here because they've got 3 flyers. And they're pulling a rare into their hand. Oh god. Okay, we might be dead. We might be dead. We have our own Overwhelming Remorse. You attack with 5 or more soldiers. I guess... Well, they've got... Okay, sorry. I was thinking there's a different rare that you just start drawing cards. It's not that one. But we're still in trouble. Sack our Power Stone token, I guess. And I mean, we could draw Arbalest Engineers. So we'll leave up our colors of mana here. Refractor, yeah, well, that's something we can sack. I think we want to leave up a black and a green because we have 2 1-drops that we could cast. Okay, there's Engineers, nice. Guess we've got Sprite in the deck as well. Oh, come on. Nice. Okay. Harbin is in play. In for 3. No blocks. Foundry Inspector. Okay, I like attacking with well, I guess Spider blocks Harbin. Do I like attacking with Opportunist? Trade with Locust. It's not bad. Locust has flying, Opportunist does not. Just thinking about sacking Energy Refractor before playing this Inspector. I think we can do it end of their turn instead. Okay, in comes Harbin. See if we can get a block going here. They've got Lauren's Escape, eh? Alright. Well, now we get to use the demon to sack the spider. Yeah, having a no one left behind would have been sweet. So we will just exile this. We have no way to get it back. Gain 4 life. Sprite's a good draw. And I mean, ooh, yeah. Now we have attacks now. So this becomes a 3/4 to kill cavalry. Cool. We don't get to attack with it, unfortunately. Should have attacked first. That was bad. Should have attacked first. Whoops. It's a leak in my game. I can never remember how to behave with those pumping fight spells. Here comes an attack for 4. Okay. So Sprite would trade for cavalry if they double blocked. Could just attack with everything here. They'd be forced to... They'd get to eat something, which is obviously not great. And if they did double block the Sprite, they would take 6 damage down to 2, and we would get him. Or no, I'm thinking about leaving the demon back though. So what I'm thinking about doing is attacking with everything except the demon, and then if they try to eat Foundry Inspector, they take 3 damage down to 5. We sack the Inspector to draw a card. That just doesn't seem that good to me. On their turn, we're going to 8, which means we're dead on board next turn, though. So the move could be to just attack with literally everything. That puts them in a spot where they have to block something. It's probably... if I were them, I would try to eat Foundry Inspector, chump Argothian Sprite, take 3 down to 5. So they still have 2 creatures. We have 3... Our Sprite becomes a 6/6 on our next turn. We still go to 8. They're at 5, though. So they can't... Well, then they can't attack us back because they're at 5. Yeah, I don't think we lose the demon in the... I think we're supposed to attack all. I think we're supposed to attack all here. I know. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. Okay, they're gonna eat. Okay, all right. Why was I not able to do this? Oh, because this isn't a power stone. Wow, I'm such a... All right, well, kind of deserve to lose. What? Probably would have lost anyways, but they would be at 3 right now if we'd not been dumb. If I had not been dumb. Pull a Vanguard to hand, play a Vanguard. Yeah, good games, man. So they just ripped apart our hand and exiled their Wurmcoil at the right time. I think we're going to be dead here. We go to... whatever we go to. 8. Sentinel Stalwart. We're at 8. They're at 5. They can chump. Yeah, so we are dead. But if we had pumped the Sprite last turn, they'd have to double chump. So we would actually have a chance to win. Or no. Hold on. We're all right. I shouldn't have attacked with the 1/1 token, though. That was also stupid. I don't know why I'm making so many mistakes right now. So we've got a block on Vanguard. So we're actually okay, but now we're just dead to ambush paratrooper. Okay. So they drew all black the first game, and then all of a sudden they're a white aggro deck. So that's pretty interesting. Creatures that can block creatures with flying are good for us. So Swift Gear Drake, I think, maybe comes in here. Arbalist probably goes back out, although they have a lot of airlift chaplains and like they have a lot of targets for engineers. I kind of want to bring in the second engineers. Still like Foundry Inspector, especially for bringing in Drake. Demon was fine. It should be pretty good. Vermin should be pretty good. Stalwart, we don't really want to cut if we're trying to like splash more stuff. So weird because like if we're hoping to like face the aggro side of their deck, but we face the discard side of their deck instead, maybe that goes badly for us. And we're on the play, so we're a little less likely to get run over. Maybe Power Stone Fracture is bad. 2 for 1ing ourselves to kill. They don't have like a lot of high value targets for it. The cavalries are nice things to be able to get rid of, though. Got Confrontation and Bushwhack to help with that. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Gaia's Gift should be good against them. Does it give hexproof? It does, right? Yeah, so it saves from... They did have an Overwhelming Remorse it saves from. Well, we got 20 seconds to make a decision here. Maybe we just don't bring in the Drake. Because we drew like all the right cards to beat them. They just had the removal at the right time. And Drake doesn't actually like kill any of their stuff in combat. It just kind of sits there and blocks. So I guess it deals with that 3/2 rare, but it doesn't deal with cavalries. And if they cavalry up something and give it 4 power, then it doesn't deal with that either. So I think I'm happy running this back. Yeah, we got action early. We've got some fixing. Opponent's gonna take a mulligan. Still thinking about that sprite play and whether or not we could have or should have activated it. Okay, do you want to pitch anything? Not really. I guess we pitched a forest. I don't think we want to pitch anything. We just want to get on board. Harbin, what's up? What's good? Well, there's no way they're blocking here, but I guess we would like to have the option to use Guy's Gift if they did decide to. Okay. Okay, Inspector for next turn, not bad. Caress, gonna probably take Inspector, I guess. Although we can also cast Thraxodemon next turn. Guy's Gift, yeah, that's a good pick as well. 4 mana. Well, Caress is pretty good against our deck. I have to admit, I passed 1 or 2 of them, and it is quite good against this. Yoshi Medic, that shuts us down on the ground. All right, well, we might be starting off with an L here. This is pretty rough. But we got stuff we can draw into. probably playing the mountain here. There's like a world where we, you know, sack mutt to demon and then want to get it back and discard something, but like we're only at 5 lands. We need a lot of lands to make this happen. Man, Gix's Caress. All-Star. Format All-Star. Okay, well now we have all of our colors, so we could pitch Energy Refractor. And we're hoping to draw Wurmcoil Engine, I guess. Nothing to buy back yet with Weld. 1, 2, 3. Like, what 3 drop would we want to get? I guess we could just pay 3 green and have all of our options available to us. Argothian Opportunist. Hey, that's not a bad one. We're at 11 though. We need to find. We need that Swift Gear Drake that we didn't run. Yeah, nice one. 3 to the chin here. There's a spider. Love to see that guy. So, do we want to be aggressive and like spider away their medic and just jam? They can pump their team as of right now. They have 5 mana. This still gets to block Harbin on the crackback. Kind of interesting. We can get them for 6, hit them down to 10, put them in a spot where they maybe don't want to attack us back. Or we just kill Paratrooper. I like the aggressive play here. Call me crazy. Or this just gets countered and we probably just lose. Sacrifice another creature. Oh yeah, okay, so... Oh, I was thinking we were sacking our Power Stone there. We will do that, and it will be the Mutt. And we will destroy the medic. And we will go to combat. Okay. So far this is going according to plan. They're 10. We have Mutt coming back from the dead, potentially. Boy, they got some good cards in their deck. Wow, that's so good. Okay. Medic is alive. No attacks. Like that. Appreciate that. Let's sacrifice our Power Stone. Try to find some action. That's a good one. And that's a good one too. Hey. Nice. So, Remorse obviously kills the medic if we want. And then we can attack them, but of course they've got trades. We could attack with Opportunist and Inspector. Probably better to just play the Baloth. Be funny if we just had Baloth in our hand, nothing else, and they caress us, but we're not gonna be able to make that happen either. I think we just play Baloth here, try to stabilize. I don't think it's the right time to go for the gusto, unfortunately. Yeah, we have no attacks here. Rough. Very rough. Well, we exile Medic, unearth the Mutt in that order, attack with everything, but then they still have Paratrooper activation to kill us, so that doesn't work. Attack with just the Baloth. They know we have Remorse? No, they don't know we have Remorse. Attack with just the Baloth. I guess that's the move. They might take the damage. They might trade Medic for it. Or, sorry, well, if they double block Dunes and Medic, we just take down the hero, I guess. I think that's the move. I like attacking for 4. If we get them down to 6, like we could. They're just gonna chump. If they have like another hero of the Dunes, that'd be so gross. Okay. Just thinking, can we get ourselves into a spot where like we can crack back for the win here? But just not quite. 4, 5, 6. Playing the forest or not? I think not. I guess if we do, we can activate Demon, but what do we want to sacrifice? I guess if they go for like a removal spell or something, we would want to be able to sack a response. Okay, sure. Play the land. I just want to potentially hold a land for our own Mutt here, but yeah, that's a great card as well. Bangers all around here. Our opponent. And they probably have like Lauren's escape as well. We're just so screwed. Here we go. Let's try it. Yeah. Well, guys, I thought we were going to do a little bit better in this match, but man, we got rocked by like what we really just ended up being like a very good blue-white deck. It's very funny how it kind of, I mean, I guess it's also a black deck, but just, yeah, they just had our number in those second 2 games there. So I don't really know what to make of that. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they had all the right stuff at the right time. They were playing what looked like a really sketchy mana base and just had it. So I think we're just gonna move on and hope that we do a little bit better in these next games here. So we'll see what happens. But I think our deck is pretty good. So we will see how we do here. Opponent is going first, and we have a pretty good hand here. 1 into a 2. Opponent's got Revenant on 1. Well, we've got Stalwart on 1. Into, yeah, I would think Sprite is next in line here. Can't be blocked. Get in for 1, why not? Into Mutt or Refractor. I mean, Mutt obviously doesn't get past Revenant. But we do have, I guess with Stalwart we've got 4 mana. So let's start with a Refractor, see what we get. Razor Maw, not bad. So I'm going to get in for 2 here. And we're going to play Mutt off Stalwart and a Forest. And we'll discard a Forest to it. We'd like to see a different color of mana here, so don't mind discarding the land. Opponent's stuck on mana themselves. Don't really want to waste an Epic Confrontation on a Revenant, even though they don't have a way to get it back yet. It doesn't seem very good. But I think we're down to trade mutt for it. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, just 5 mana we have. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll trade mutt for it. If they want to do that. Get another mutt activation a little bit later. Pass turn. Boulder Branch. It's a good one. So we have a 3/4 versus their 3/3. They're at 10. We have some more removal if we need it. 6 mana. Number of creatures in their graveyard. I mean, that's a good blocker, eh? So I guess we just have to get rid of it. It's like the only thing we're scared of at this point is them just playing a land in a Wurmcoil Engine next turn. That would make this a really bad play. But I mean, it's a mythic rare, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could put them to 1 with Mutt. Or no, it'd be 2 because we have to tap the Stalwart, I guess. But anyhow. Okay. All right. So what did we see? We saw Revenant. We saw some chunky green and black stuff. So they're on a similar game plan to ours. Something like a Warplow might not be too bad. To blank some of their early stuff. I like Sprite as a card that grows with the game. So I don't really want to cut that for a plow. Something like Foundry Inspector might not be that important in this matchup, although it is good with Warplow, of course. But if we're gonna be grinding, maybe then Razor Maw is the card that we would cut, because if we're gonna be grinding, we don't. And it comes down to like milling out or whatever. We don't want to be in that spot. Cut the Razor Maw for something that has got a little bit more late game effect. I think I dig that. Splashing Engineers doesn't seem like it's going to do much against them so far. Could pick up another Sprite, maybe pitch. Demon's too good. Vermin, maybe? Maybe Vermin's bad. Doesn't look like they're playing any X1 creatures. Yeah, let's try it like that. Opponent on the play once again. They're going to mulligan. We're going to keep. We got both our colors and a curve of cards that makes sense. All right. Opponent stays on 6. We got a Stalwart. We got a Sprite on turn 2. And we'll take it from there. Like to see that third land drop. Like to see a spider as well. Hoarding Recluse. Kind of yucks our yum a little bit. Confrontation doesn't help there. I don't want to use Remorse on this. If we cast Spider, it's a bit of like a... Like, using removal would be nice to get in for 5, but in order to cast Spider, we have to tap our sprites. And then we're probably sacking our Stalwart, which I don't like either. We could get a little tricky here. Cast Mutt, discard Confrontation, try to draw land, then play Spider, sack Mutt, kill the thing. And then we would get to attack for 5 at that point. And we do kind of need to hit a land drop anyways, so I think that's the play we're going to go for. Feels a little bit bad to discard Epic Confrontation, but I think it is the worst card in our hand, so... Alright, find another emergency well, that's unfortunate. If they want to trade with Foundry Inspector, that's fine with me. They do not. Could have discarded a Weld, of course. That was the next in line. Unfortunately, we drew another one. Alright, Confrontation for our opponent. They have more to do, but they're not going to do it yet. Alright, well, I guess we're going to get it started with the old Spider sacking the Mutt. I guess they get to put our Mutt away. I always forget this card does that. It's a good little piece of text. Oh, they're going to do it to themselves. Okay. Cool. In for 2. That name again is Mr. Plow. Here we are just operating on 3 lands, eh? So, Remorse on the Plow is obviously a move we could make. Then we get to attack them down to 5. But then we don't have any more removal. Otherwise, we could play Sprite and a Plow of our own. Hit them for 2 because they can't block Sprite, our Sprite. And then we've got double Sprite action. I think that's where my head's at right now. So we're still like 2 land drops away from playing this Plow. I think I like the Plow here. So it'll stop them from attacking us back. Okay, our Plow is dead, and our Stalwart is dead. Pretty good. We have a 1 mana Overwhelming Remorse, which is pretty nice. We could also buy back our Plow if we wanted. So they're going to go to 2 here. Man, if only we had red mana, they would be dead. I don't really want to use Weld on anything. They're going to be at 2, though, so like the 1/1 that it provides is pretty sweet. So maybe we just get the Plow back, but don't cast it. Hold up Remorse, which will cost us 2 mana. So I guess with that in mind, we just go to attacks. Playing very like spazzy today. I don't know what's wrong with me. That's good. So they go back up to 8. We have 8 on board, so if they want to get in for 5, they don't. Come on. Okay, they still can't block our sprites. I think we're going to continue to hold up Remorse, try to get some kind of a 2-for-1 going with it. So still dead on board. Fractor going to come down, draw us a card. Land drops are much appreciated here. Still want to hold up Remorse, I think. We've got a chump block. Ravenous Gigimole. Milling into a Thraxodemon, which comes to hand. So now they have blocks on the sprites. That's very annoying. Golem Warplow coming, or just Golem. So if they attacked with both, we would have killed them, I think. Keep in mind we've got Mutt coming back from the dead. So I think we take the hit here. Kill the Gigamole. And that's probably game. I'm not sure. Single green, I don't think. Giant growth doesn't help them here. Yeah, they see that they're dead. Okay, on to the next round. We're back. We're on the draw. Again, another good starting hand here for us. Love to have 2 drops. That's a good one too, though. Survivor of Corliss, good against Scrapwork Mutt. So it looks like we're up against another aggro opponent here. Blue-white. Scary. Very scary. We're going to play Thraxodemon. Iconoclast, alright. A nil natural tricolor action. Well, I think we're just playing opportunist this turn, but do we want to try and trade with this Iconoclast? My thought is that we do. Don't really want that thing sitting around building up a board state for our opponent, so try to get the trade there. If they attack with it, I think we will block, even though it's a mana disadvantageous trade for us. Iconoclast is obviously very powerful. Here it is, making a token for our opponent. And a Power Stone to boot. And they have a Laydown Arms. That's really nasty. Really nasty. We have an Obstinate Baloth. That's not bad. Power Stone Fracture takes care of the Iconoclast, which, I mean, obviously we want to kill that. We want to spend all of our mana, though, if we can. You also wonder, like, have they just used all their spells now and we're good? And, you know, are we more worried about, like, a Yoshin Tactician or something coming down and actually making these tokens the real threats? I think at the end of the day it's going to be a Baloth for us. And we're not going to attack because I don't want to trade the... I don't think I want to trade the opportunities for 2 soldiers, do I? Seems bad, but, I mean, in theory, we have a better long game than our opponent does. In theory. Maybe we do. So they slap down a... Well, they're not blocking, so maybe they do have Tactician. So if the next thing they do is slap down a Tactician, then we're going to wish that we had made that trade. Bitter Reunion. More tokens. Okay. Or they're going for like a Mishra's Onslaught type win. +2/+0. Prison sentence is a nice one for them too. Jeez. Okay. Well, of course, here they are casting more spells when we bet against them doing that. Still not in horrible shape, but not in great shape, I will say that. So, Fracture to kill gives haste, yeah. Now we just Fracture to kill the Iconoclast anyways for value, I think, because then we get to buy back Baloth, recast it, and we get to cast Refractor off of a Power Stone for free. So I guess we'll start there. Another land, that's we can pitch to the Mutt if we want. So already generated so much value. It's just like this is pot commitment to a T, but I think we just get rid of this thing now. And so now we either weld back. I think we weld back the Baloth because next turn we can cast the Mutt off of the Power Stone. Whereas if we Mutt away the Swamp this turn, we may not be able to go weld into Baloth next turn, which is, I think, going to be pretty important to us not dying this game. Just getting that down, getting the life total pad, getting the blocker into play. Could trade for another 2 tokens again. Well, it feels like not the worst move. They didn't block last time, which does signal to me that they're trying to do a mass pump thing. So maybe we leave it back. We might just leave it back to block, honestly. They're not. We know they're not going to block again. There's nothing has changed that would make them want to block. I guess like their life total is not meaningfully lowered, right? All right. Baloth, Mutt. Counterspell? No. Okay, let's Mutt. See what we draw. Another Swamp. Probably just hold it. Now do we attack with Opportunist? They're incentivized, obviously, to block with Frontliner. I think if we can decrease their board size... Like, I didn't make this attack last turn because if their hand was Mishra's Onslaught or some kind of mass pump thing, then we're really going to want the blocker. But now we actually have a board presence, so if they're willing to make that trade, I think we're cool to just start trying to whittle them down here. But obviously they're trying to draw towards their mass pumps, so they're not going to do that thing. Okay, here comes a third path Iconoclast back into play. So we'll make the same attack again, but we'll also bring the Mutt along as well, so that we can rebuy it next turn. We want to filter away these lands, try to find a Wurmcoil Engine or the Spider. Opponent's really getting low on life over there, though. That's good for us, I guess. Makes you wonder what they're up to, though. They're willing to take this much damage. And play a land. I think we do. Lots of targets for Arbalest Engineers over there. We can bring those guys in after sideboard. Send with the Baloth as well this time. They got to start blocking pretty soon. We're at 25. We're not like super worried about a crackback, and any trade we can use weld. They're going to go to 2. So if their move is onslaught, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 is like the most they could do to us. Unless they have double onslaught, I guess. But they would need another land and another onslaught. Yeah, so anyway, there's nothing we can do anyways. I'm sitting here like we have an option. We can't cast Weld with no target, so. This is the bed we've made. Well, I guess Frontliner adds another point as well. Okay. Now we just attack all? I guess we'll play Mutt first, see what we draw. Nothing better than casting a Mutt off a singular Power Stone mana. That feels like value. Tap 2 creatures. Okay, alright. So it slows us down another turn. Another land for us. Cool to get in with the Inspector, I think. I'm gonna have to make some blocks here. Do we get in with the Mutt as well? Probably not. But again, if we can take two board pieces away from them, they're just gonna chump. Okay. Like the only thing that makes sense to me is they're trying to draw to a mass pump. So if any board pieces we can take away, it is meaningful. We don't want to leave ourselves spread too thin. Iconoclast just doing tons of work here. So much work. Lay down arms, that's a good one. We gain 3. Spider. Also pretty good. I think we'll pitch a Mutt and reanimate the Mutt, discard the Forest. Try to close this out. Unfortunately, we don't have any like ways to just sort of drain our opponent's life total. Again, I will take double blocks from them if we can get them. They're hellbent now too, so. Not too much to be afraid of at this point. Maybe an Alpha Strike was actually warranted there. Yeah, Survivor Coilers though is it's a beating against these Mutts for sure, and the Scrapwork Cohorts as well, which are obviously very popular cards. Okay, opponent gonna pack it in. Well, we'll go to game 2 here. So I would really like to bring in these Engineers. I'm bring in both copies. A lot of targets for them. We'll bring in a Mountain. We do have to be careful that like our opponent is very aggressive. So we don't want to get too lost in the sauce here and splash for a bunch of stuff and whatever, but I don't know what buttons I'm clicking here. Okay, but I think the Engineers are worthwhile. So, something like Razor Maw is not very good because it doesn't trade up against the creatures that we saw them play, anyways. Argothian Opportunist still good. Wurmcoil obviously still good. Power Stone Fracture, not great. They do have the Prison Sentence, though. But Skyfisher Spider also does that thing, and Thraxodeme does that thing as well. So maybe we'll cut the Power Stone Fracture. So they don't seem to have like a lot of high-value singular targets. Gnawing Vermin's great against them. Anything that comes down early is going to be good. So maybe we just try it like this. Still kind of looking at Swift Gear Drake. Foundry Inspector is also not that good. I'm kind of looking at Drake as just a good blocker that can potentially win a game in the air for us. So I feel like we are going to be blocking. So maybe we do just want like a Sprite over an Inspector in order to trade off early. I think I'm going to try that. Just try to remember that we made that change. I think we want to switch that back. But, I mean, if their entire deck is just like 1/1 artifact creatures, then Sprite does seem pretty good. We're going to keep. Sprite into... Stalwart into Sprite. Opened a pack foil Stalwart for my Elf commander deck, which is pretty nice. I think that card fits well there. It's the way that I'm playing the deck. Just want to, it's kind of like a combo deck. Just want like maximum amounts of 1-drops. Well, you know what? I'm pretty cool killing an Ambush Paratrooper. I wanted to develop our board this turn, but Ambush Paratrooper is so nasty. So happy to be taking that down there. Wasn't a card that was on my radar at all. I just kind of attacked blindly, but that worked out well. So we'll keep that in mind for game 3 if there is one. Sprite into Sprite. Probably just forego the attack here. Develop our board. Wing Commando, good card, good card. And Lay Down Arms. Okay, which is a sorcery, so they didn't want to obviously hold that to pump their commando. Well, I'm cool to trade a non-flyer for a flyer, so let's see if they'll do that. It won't. Develop board or try to hit land drop. To get towards, I guess, like an Overwhelming Remorse eventually. I think I just want to develop the board here. I mean, obviously if we hit the land drop, we get to do both, but so maybe that was the move, but I don't know. So when we're this far ahead on board, it seems right. So they're thinking about recommissioning a Paratrooper, which is a good move because it'll be a 2/3. It's quite annoying. They get to swing for 3 in the air. So that worked out well for them and not great for us. Our move there was not good. But here's a Refractor. See what we can draw. Opportunist. Okay. Could play Mutt and discard. That can't be right to discard Opportunist. It might be right to just play Mutt, though. If we do discard Opportunist, then we definitely get to Remorse their Paratrooper next turn, which is pretty exciting. Because it lets us attack for a lot of damage, ostensibly. But it doesn't help us get to 7 mana, which, I mean, it kind of does, because we just draw a land, I guess. I kind of like the play, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. See what happens here. Another ambush. Okay. Nice. Yeah, opponent's deck is good. So we sort of saw a weird side of their deck. I guess they're just splashing the Iconoclast. Now they got 5 mana. So they can pump their team, and they likely will do that. And they can even do it after we kill their paratrooper because they have another paratrooper. Guy's Gift won't help us there. Actually, well, it will if they don't. They don't block with paratrooper, but they probably will. I don't like remorse and then no attack. I guess that's what's hurting me here. That's what's hurting my brain here. Not a fan of that. So, I mean, we'll just hold it till their turn, but could maybe do like a surprise block or something. I think we're just passing here. The Mutt is no good to us on the battlefield because of the Survivor. So we'd like to get the loot ability from it, or the rummage ability from it. So in with 1 paratrooper. So if they can pump their team once, so we can gift and block. Which I think is worthwhile. Guess we want the sprite to end up with a counter on it. Okay, well that was pretty cool. So now again we can remorse, but they can still pump their team. We could mutt away a forest, try to draw some more action. Lands are kind of good though. We can just start pumping up our sprites, right? I'm also kind of thinking I would just like to get this paratrooper out of here before they draw like a Lauren's Escape or something that can save it. So let's just do this now. We're going to get to attack for 3 with the 1 sprite. They can trade Wing Commander for it. That we're okay with. They will not. Yeah, I think we just play the land here. I mean, we do have Wurmcoil in the deck. We've got sprite activations we want to hit. Prison Sentence is a nice one. Bottom. All right, Bushwhack. Kill the Wing Commando. Let's go. All right. Well, we're in an all right spot here, but still... Okay. Well, they could have had more stuff, but they didn't. So, there you go. Victory is ours. We'll see you for the next. We're back. We're on the draw again. Although that seems to have been working out for us. Opponent goes first. Again, we have a 2-drop. I can't be upset with any of these opening hands we've been having. We've been having really good luck. Opponent goes Stalwart. We draw a Stalwart of our own. Red-green. Blanchard Prowler. That's a card that we did not pick up in the draft. Would have been happy to. But I'm going to grab a land drop there. And we're just going to play a Sprite. We could get a little bit greedy here. Get in for 1, but they're just going to block with the Prowler, and then we don't want to Guy's Gift, so yeah. No. We're just going to play cool. Try to grind out our opponent. Jeez, that's good. That's pretty good. That's also pretty good. See, I can't be mad at these draws. So, Foundry Inspector, and it can actually block? No, it can't block. So we could attack with Argothian Sprite here. If they block, we like Gaia's Gift and then fight after the fact? No, we can't even do that because we don't have a creature to tap. Okay, so none of these plans are realistic. So we're just gonna play Inspector. We're gonna take a hit for 4 this turn. I have to live with that. We're not double blocking with anything here, so. Turn 4 Wurmcoil though. That's a thing that's a thing that's about to happen. So let's get fired up for that. Kind of buried the headline right there, didn't I? Mill 3. Pick up some more lands. Oh yeah. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Turn 4 Wurmcoil Engine. Thank you. That is that's almost worth screenshotting here. I should do that. At least just to show to my buddies. Probably should have there we go. Got the screenshot. Hopefully I didn't mess up if I messed up the whole video by taking a screenshot, that'd be really funny. Okay. So now we can just start like mowing down their team and gaining piles of life. Automaton on humans. Nothing we really want to use a removal spell on just yet, I don't think. I think we just attack for 6 here. I'm going for the double block. Try a gift. I don't know of a spell that's gonna be able to instant speed down this Wurmcoil engine. Maybe like there's a shatter in the format I'm not familiar with. Okay, Wasteful Harvest to get Scrap Smith, or what was this thing called? Doesn't matter. Alright. Saren's Steel Sinker, right. Okay, so our things are destructible. We could kill the Baloth. Just like the last thing we really care about right now. On their side of the board. I mean, if they do draw some way to kill Wurmcoil Engine, then we are going to wish that we had done this. So I think we will just do it now. Gain a pile of life. Say go. Come on. Turn 4 Wurmcoil. That's what we're here for. That's what we show up for. That was cool as hell. Alright. What did we see from our opponent? They are like a green-red kind of mid-range Fog of War. Power 3 or less. Levitating statues. Are they like a green-red spells? Green-red tricks kind of deck? Automaton? I don't know. I don't know quite how to sideboard against this. Obviously, Baloth is really good. So I guess, like, what could we bring in? Burrowing trades with Baloth, which is quite nice. Arbalest Engineers kills their Stalwart. That kills their Honor Guard, kind of. It's got Ward. They've obviously got some artifacts and enchantments. Do we have anything that deals with those? Not really. We might just run it back, honestly. A flyer could be good if we end up in a ground stall. Creature with flying could be alright. So maybe we just cut like gnawing vermin. I think that's the change I will make. Yeah. Also slightly easier on the mana because it's a black 1-drop. Okay, first hand of ours that's not great. Yeah, we're gonna have to send this one back. Opponent keeps on 7. We're gonna send it back. We've got a Mutt, double gift, and a Baloth. This is a decent hand. Send back a gift, I guess. Well, it was all worth it to get a turn 4 Wurmcoil Engine. Mutt. Probably pitch Drake, honestly. We can get it back with Weld later if we really need to. Sorry, Drake, you're back on the bench. Back on the bench. Raise to the ground. Well, surely they brought that in for Wurmcoil Engine. It's not great against Wurmcoil, obviously. That just splits it up, but I respect it, though. So this is now a 2/2. Burning Razor Maw. Good. Good card. Trades with our Baloth. Mills them a bunch. Down to just try to get the trade here. Don't think we want a gift. We would like to use the gift on the Baloth. Milling a bunch of lands and a giant growth. Honor Guard. No mana for the statue, though. So we could weld back Swiftgear Drake. But then we don't have protection up for Baloth in case they have. So next turn, yeah, we could just do it and cast it anyway. So I'm going to wait because we can keep Gaia's Gift around to protect Baloth from them having something that kills Baloth. I don't know. They got their own Baloth. So there. They had their own Baloth. do want to attack here. If we just weld back the Drake, swing for 2. That's cool. If we attack with Baloth, then obviously we get to, use Gaia's Gift, which is cool. And then cast Stalwart and Emergency Weld. That's a good turn. If they don't block, we just weld Drake. We don't get to attack with Drake, but they took 4 damage. So yeah, I like attacking here. So they go for the trade. We're going to get 1 trample damage in too. Don't forget the trample. I think we just weld back the Drake here. The flying is going to be slightly awkward for them to deal with. I mean, I guess they do have the statue, but they need to be activating that and pumping it and all that. Yeah, they're just going to pack it in. There you go. On to the next. All right, we're back. Opponent is going first on the draw. Yeah. Been having reasonably good luck so far, knock on wood, with the openers and all that. So we continue to do so here. We got a couple 2-drops. Mutt can maybe draw us into more lands if that's what we need. And away we go. Opponent on a forest as well. Forest Island, okay. The elusive blue-green deck. Yeah, we'll go Demon here. If we draw Basic next turn, then, like, I don't know, if we might play Mutt, but just not discard anything. If we don't draw Basic, so now it's like, now it's interesting, right? So we want to play Mutt and dig for a land, so we can play Baloth next turn. Our hand is obviously full of good cards, but if we can't cast them, then that doesn't help us, so... Put it on a Bant mana base over there. And go pitch a Gaia's Gift. The rest of our hand is quite good. Nice. So we'll find a land. For next turn, I would have drawn it, of course, but you don't know that. So if this was a non-land and our next card's a land, then that was the right play. And it doesn't hurt us too much anyways to do it. Land 4, Battery Bearer. That's a card. That is a card. If you cast an artifact with 6 or greater, you get to draw a card. That's good. Well, we would like to kill that with Skyfisher Spider, I think. Or just play opposite Baloth. And they're a turn away from being able to capitalize on that 6-mana clause. But they're tapped out. So if they are able to hold up like a Gaia's Gift or something, then we're going to get screwed by that. So yeah, I think we'll just go for this now. It's hard to imagine us not wanting to do this. At some point in the game, might as well just make sure that creature's out of the way. We've still got Remorse. We've got 2 welds in the deck to reuse the Spider. No play for our opponent here. Could be a counter spell for them. We'll attack, see what they've got going on. Do you have a gift for protection? Okay, yeah, Coilos Rock makes a Power Stone, which is pretty sweet. We are going to get to run over this with gift. Which is pretty lucky for us. But we don't get to play Baloth, so... Baloth? Probably Baloth, right? Opponent just banger after banger here. We just keep having removal, which is good for us. But, I mean, we're out of removal, so... I mean, they just keep playing fatties. We're gonna hit a wall here, so I don't know if we're supposed to just keep pushing like that, or... Yeah, that's a really good one, too. So now we can't attack. But we can play our Baloth. Combat Thresher, that's a good one. That is a good one. Prowler. Mills a couple lands and a Weakstone Subjugation. Evolving Wilds, Journeyer's Kite. Search a basic, put it in your hand. Okay, that's fine. So we have an attack next turn with our Baloth. We'll hold on to this swamp. We will not play our swamp next turn because we will eventually draw away to Mutt. We got a real brew going here. Well, I'd love to see it. I guess the white is just maybe a splash for the Thresher, which I don't even think you need that because you've got, you're trying to ramp anyways. Like, how often are you going to be... Like, you don't want to splash a card that costs 3 that you're trying to play on 3. Like, by the time you can play your splash cards, often turn 6 or 7 anyways, so, like... you're going to be playing this as a 7-drop, right? So, okay. Anyways, enough babbling from me. Let's get in for 4. If they want to trade Thresher, that's cool with us. We're going to double block. So we actually take both creatures down? No. Okay. Just the Thresher. Just the Prowler. Going to chump. I respect it. Okay. Play Swamp. Say go. On the draw. Oh, nice. Okay. Stop on the upkeep. Thin the deck. Love to see it. They're going to increase their chances of hitting a non-land card. Hopefully for them they did. Hopefully for us they did not. Looks like they did. Argothian Opportunist is cool. That's cool though. It does not trade with the Baloth by itself. We're just ripping lands, man. Let's go. Where's my Journeyer's Kite? Okay, Thresher in for the trade here. And we've got kind of a stalemate. They did not upkeep the kite this time. So yeah, I mean, pretty soon they're... Okay, that's a good one. So pretty soon their deck is just going to have no lands in it at all. So we're going to be up against everything they got going on. They're at 13, so they're getting out of range. 16. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, their deck is hot. So getting Spider in the graveyard here. I mean, I think we're 24. We're just gonna take a hit for 3 because, like, even if I guess we get Spider in the graveyard, then we can weld it back and then kill the golem or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe next turn. All right. Well, this is pretty good. I mean, we're not looking great now for the long game. Because they're just going to get to find only... Oh, that's a good one. Only non-lands at this point. So... And I mean, we flooded out very, very hard here, so I think game 1's going to them, but we'll play it out. So we get a copy of Golem. They gain another 6. And we still have like Wurmcoil and stuff going on. All right, Sculpting Steel copies Boulder Ranch Golem. Yeah, Razor Maw is pretty bad. That's a pretty bad draw. So, I mean, we played this game a little bit like a tempo game, and that did kind of hurt us. But we never like 2-for-1'd ourselves to deal with any of their stuff. We just 1-for-1'd, and weren't able to close out the game in time to deal with. They just have like sort of a bigger end game than we do. And now we are taking a lot of damage, and they're at a very high life total. Yeah. I think we're willing to make this trade, and then it's like, are we going to take the 2-for-1 and then probably... Oh, we're in danger of milling our Wurmcoil engine. Just pretty freaky. 21 cards in the library, though. They're on 12. So in theory, we could, like, not die. And they would mill out. Because us not blocking here and going to 3... Suppose if we literally draw Wurmcoil next turn, that would have been the better move. Or if we draw Weld, that would be pretty good too, to still have some creatures on board. I'm going to play it a little greedy here. We still have some value in like the demon plus the mutt. We don't want to exile this because we still have ways to get it back. I just don't really... We don't want to 2-for-1 ourselves if we can avoid it. Just gonna draw them lands though, eh? Well, I guess now we're kind of screwed because we don't have blocks. So I didn't really think of it that way, did I? Well, we'll have to block. We'll have to double chump and sack the Razormaw and try to find Wurmcoil for next turn. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. Like we drew 12 of 17 lands and didn't have any fixing, so we couldn't get back the mutt, which would, normally help us filter away a little bit. Kind of awkward. Okay, 10-10 Goliath. That's going to do it. So our opponent's got certainly a better end game than us. So we either need to get under them, and we will be on the play, so we have an opportunity to potentially do that, because they didn't really do anything. If we recall, they didn't really do anything until turn 5, right? Turn 4, they played Battery Bear. Turn 5, they played Rock. They had Blanchwood, Prowler. They've got an Opportunist. So they don't have a lot going on early in the game. So if we can take the play and try to run them down, that could be a strategy. Otherwise, aside from Wurmcoil Engine, we don't have a lot of sort of ways to just go over the top. I guess Sprite kind of does that. Welding back Skyfisher Spider kind of, again, does that. We just have to sort of draw our cards in the right order. Stalwart's good. I mean, all these cards are good, right? I guess we cut Vermin. Demon's got good long game. Razormaw's not very good here. That's a card that lined up poorly against what they had, because their stuff was like Combat Thresher. It trades with Battery Bear and Coilless Rock, but it doesn't trade with Boulder Branch Golem. So yeah, Razormaw kind of lined up poorly. Maybe Swift Gear Drake. I mean, they have the Rock, obviously, as a flyer. Arbalest Engineers. Destroy. No, this doesn't destroy artifacts and enchantments. Yeah, ways to blow up artifacts would be cool as well. Sprite is cool because it can't be blocked and it gets down quick. It could try to aggro them that way. Yeah, it's kind of rough. Gonna try the Sprite. See if we can get out to a quick start here. But this seems like a tough matchup for us because we're not all that fast, and they have a better late game than we do. Oh man. And we mulliganed last game, which obviously hurts us. This hand is quite bad, even though we have a Wurmcoil. But I mean, we know that they're not fast, so we have time. If we could just draw like anything in the next few turns, we could be okay. We have Wurmcoil. Got a way to get it back. Oh boy, I hate mulliganing. I think we're gonna keep. We have so many 2-drops in our deck. We just we gotta. This is a trust your deck moment, I think. There's enough here to tell me that this hand is obviously not good, but it's like it's not a disaster. See, even a Baloth's not too bad, right? Okay. Never mind. They do have stuff. So we're on track for a turn 5 Wurmcoil. That's pretty exciting. Just need to hit a land drop. I don't think we want the trade here. Oh wow, we need the double green. We can't even do the trade. We need to. Good thing I didn't attack. Holy smokes, didn't even see that. Need the double green. All right, any land this turn. Any land at all. Yeah, get there. We're gonna beat for 4. This is a 2-for-1 if they take the blocks, which I think is good for us. They do not. Turn 5 Wurmcoil engine, y'all. Come on. No, no, no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Well, we have the answer here. I mean, obviously we've got gift. It splits up. We fight the Death Touch token. Nice amount of trample damage comes through as well. That's pretty sick. Forgot about that. Okay. Cool. I don't know. I don't even know how they. I guess I don't know. That was enough for them to scoop it up. Okay. Cool. I don't know. I thought that was gonna be a game. Good. Good for us. Sculpting steel. Jeez, that was pretty dope. Well, we're on the draw now. We brought in that extra sprite. We cut a gnawing vermin, which still makes sense to me. Arbalest Engineers doesn't do anything. Swiftgear Drake is still an option, but like they just played a 2 into a 3. Like now I don't want to empty our early game. Razor Moss still not great. Just play 4 sprites against them. That'd be kind of funny. Did we ever see a Baloth from them? I can't remember now. So I guess all we're thinking about doing right now is cutting Burrowing Razor Moth for Argothian Sprite number 4. Might be a little much. Even 3 feels like a lot, but there's just nothing else here. I mean, Swiftgear Drake, again, just kind of seems good to me. But what are we cutting for it? Razor Maw, I guess. Okay, I'm willing to try that. They don't have much going on with flyers. They've got the Rust Goliath and the Coilos Rock. Oh, deck, don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. We're on the draw, so taking a mulligan here is not too bad. It's definitely not a mulligan-friendly matchup, though. Opponent keeps 7. Well, I think we have to ship. I mean, we got 2 cards we can't cast, 4 lands. We don't need all 4 forests. This is definitely better. Definitely better. Again, we're just putting the Drake on the bottom, I think. Or, yeah, putting the Drake on the bottom. Or the Weld, I guess, but it's funny. I think it's the Drake. All right, Island for our opponent, Swamp for us. Plains and Force for us, Thraxodemon. Yeah, double Plains too. Okay, Combat Thresher is down. They draw a card, which is obviously great. Don't think we want to trade our demon for it, so we'll just pass it back. Kind of just doing nothing here. Cradle Clear Cutter. Okay. Little piece of ramp there. Epic Confrontation. Could be good. Take down Clear Cutter. Stop them from playing something completely gross. Plus we have a good window to cast it there. Sculpting Steel on Thresher. It's nice. It's real nice. Sculpting Steel, man. It's a good card. Weak Stones. Okay. It is tapped. We are not feeling great right now. Not feeling great. Stalwart. That's it. That's all we can do. I guess we could, like, remorse one of these, but obviously that's not very good. So, I mean, we could draw Wurmcoil. That's always the thing. Going to 12. Might have to remorse if we don't find anything else to do this turn. Yeah. It's not nothing. Did they miss a land drop there? That's something, I guess. So if we double block a Thresher, it just kills them both, and we, and then there's dies. Obviously, it's still like a 2-for-1. Coil's Rock. Yeah, not feeling too good here. Pretty unfortunate draw for us this game. In with all 3. So, I think we have to kill the rock this turn. Go to 8. If we can draw like a Guy's Gift, gets us kind of back into it, honestly. Obviously, like a Wurmcoil or whatever, but I think there are outs, so I'm not willing to lose these stalwarts just yet. I think we're going to go to 8 here. Even like an Obstinate Baloth, all of a sudden, they don't have attacks, you know? They've got a lot of stuff in the deck that can work. Of course, that's what we're going to draw. This is the kind of match we've been having, eh? So now we might have to double block. And then, yeah, we're just going to run into a sea of these things. So, I mean, oh boy, that's bad for us, too. Yeah, I mean, we just need to draw some whammies here. Unfortunately, yeah, having a mulligan was pretty rough, and then, you know, not drawing stuff. But, hey, we drew Wurmcoil, so maybe we've got a chance here. Problem is that we're going to have to block Golem with it, but, you know, we gain a bunch of life, and it splits, so they may not attack at all here. I guess they come in with the Sprite, though, for sure. Put us to 2. Sculpting Steel is down, so we got a chance. We got a chance here. I don't know. We still need to, like... I think we still need to find something else. Are we dead? I think we are dead. No, because we have lifelink. But we are going to go to 0 just momentarily. Could eat Combat Thresher. But if we draw land, we get to weld and play Wurmcoil again, which is so good. It's probably the move to make. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. 7 mana to do that thing. So yeah, we're alive. We're alive. Certainly not attacking. 2 counters. Put us to 2. I wonder if we're just dead anyways here. Pallbearer I would have liked to have seen come in. That would have been good for us. Yeah, I mean, the best we can do is get up to 5, so they're gonna get us here. Argothian Sprite, man. Died to the... Live by the sword, die by the sword. I guess like we could have drawn a fight spell. That would have been cool, but I think we already used it. We had Bushwhack in the deck. Man. Well, I mean, I can't be too unhappy. Like we got I'm still trying to parse what happened in round 1. Like that, it just felt like we were just getting. I mean, we got super lucky in the first game because our opponent discarded our Obstinate Bailout. But then, like games 2 and 3, it was just like, wow. It's like every card they play was just exactly the right card at the right time. And then in this match, it was like, I mean, could have gone. I feel like it could have gone either way. We got pretty unlucky in this third game in terms of our draw, but then we got the Wurmcoil. But then they had the Sprite at the right time, and it was close. It was a fun match, fun draft. Again, let me know in the comments what you thought. 3 and 2, obviously not good enough to get us the qualifier point for this event, but a good record nonetheless. Would have been a trophy in the regular events, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, let me know what you thought, and definitely let me know in the comments if you would have drafted any differently, etc. Appreciate the support as always. Give a thumbs up, let people know about the channel. It helps a huge amount, and honestly, just been fun recording a video. I haven't gotten to do this in a little bit, so fun to record a video and put it out for you. So appreciate you watching as always. See you for the next one. Bye for now. We'll take our 2 packs. Thank you very much. See you later.